Welcome back to the channel, Apple fans. Because something truly big is quietly forming behind the scenes, and if the latest leaks are accurate, the Apple Watch Ultra 4 could mark the most dramatic evolution of Apple's rugged smartwatch since its debut. After years of cautious, incremental updates, Apple appears ready to completely rethink what the Ultra stands for, not just as a tough outdoor companion, but as a cornerstone device for health, intelligence, and everyday life. According to reports circulating from trusted industry sources like Digitimes and supply chain analysts in Asia, the Apple Watch Ultra 4, rumored for a 2026 release, represents a full design reset rather than another safe refinement. To understand why this matters so much, you have to look at how the Ultra line came to be. When the original Apple Watch Ultra launched in 2022, it instantly carved out a new identity for Apple's wearable lineup. Built from aerospace-grade titanium with a flat sapphire crystal, louder speakers, a massive action button, and class-leading water resistance, it was clearly made for divers, explorers, ultra-marathon runners, and athletes who demanded reliability in extreme conditions. But something surprising happened. Regular users, professionals, and tech enthusiasts embraced it too, drawn by the bold aesthetic, huge display, long battery life, and sensed that this was the most serious Apple Watch ever created. Ultra 2 and Ultra 3 refined that formula with faster processors, brighter displays, and small internal improvements, but visually and structurally, the Ultra barely changed. That consistency helped define the Ultra's identity. But according to insiders, Apple now feels that the design has reached its limit. The Ultra 4 is rumored to break that mold entirely with the first full chassis redesign since the line began, and that alone makes it a landmark product. Early prototype whispers suggest that Apple is experimenting with a slightly slimmer profile without compromising durability. Something that sounds simple but is actually extremely difficult given the Ultra's massive battery, advanced sensors, and reinforced casing. Engineers are reportedly using new titanium alloys and refined internal layouts to redistribute weight more evenly across the wrist, improving comfort for long wear. This is especially important because one of the most common complaints about the Ultra models has never been performance, but day-to-day comfort for smaller wrists. A more balanced and refined body could finally solve that without sacrificing what makes the Ultra special. Design tweaks reportedly extend to smoother, more organic curves around the casing, a refined crown guard that's easier to interact with using gloves, and a subtly reworked action button that feels more tactile and responsive. Apple is also believed to be testing new titanium finishes, possibly including darker, brushed, or slightly matte tones that resist fingerprints and scratches better while giving the watch a more premium, tool-like appearance. These aren't flashy changes for the sake of aesthetics alone. Apple's design philosophy has always revolved around function driving form, and the Ultra 4 seems to embody that idea more than ever. Beyond the physical redesign, the biggest excitement around the Ultra 4 lies in health technology. Apple has spent nearly a decade positioning the Apple Watch as a guardian of personal health, and the Ultra line has become the testing ground for the most advanced sensors. Leaks suggest the Ultra 4 will introduce next-generation heart rate monitoring with improved accuracy during intense workouts and underwater activities, an area where optical sensors traditionally struggle. Skin temperature sensing is expected to become more precise as well, offering better insights into recovery, sleep quality, and illness detection. But the most talked about rumor, and potentially the most revolutionary, is the possibility of non-invasive glucose monitoring. For years, analysts have speculated that Apple aims to solve this challenge, which would transform diabetes management for millions of people worldwide. While it's still unclear whether the technology will be fully ready for consumer use in 2026, sources claim Apple has made significant progress using optical spectroscopy and machine learning to detect blood glucose trends through the skin. If Apple ships even a limited form of glucose tracking, it could instantly redefine the value of the Apple Watch, pushing it from a fitness accessory to a true medical companion. Even partial insights or trend-based warnings would be an industry-changing step, Another intriguing rumor surrounding the Ultra 4 is the addition of Touch ID integrated into the side button. This would mark a major shift in how users authenticate on the watch. Currently, Apple Watch relies on wrist detection and passcodes, which can become cumbersome, especially when using Apple Pay, unlocking the watch after removal, or wearing gloves. Touch ID on the side button could allow instant authentication with a single touch, similar to the experience on iPad Air and iPad Mini. Apple has perfected this technology in compact form factors, and bringing it to the wrist would dramatically improve convenience while maintaining Apple's high security standards. This move would also signal Apple's confidence in blending biometric security fluidly into wearables without compromising design or battery life. Under the hood, the Ultra 4 is expected to debut Apple's S11 system-in-package, focusing heavily on efficiency rather than raw power. While performance gains will likely include faster app launches, smoother animations, and more responsive Siri interactions, the real benefit of the S11 lies in smarter energy management. Battery life has always been one of the Ultra's strongest selling points, and Apple reportedly intends to push it even further. Improved efficiency combined with software optimizations in watchOS could lead to longer multi-day use, even with advanced health tracking enabled. This is crucial for hikers, divers, and endurance athletes who rely on the Ultra far from charging outlets. Alongside efficiency, Apple is said to be leaning deeper into AI-driven insights. Rather than simply collecting health data, the Ultra 4 may actively interpret it in more meaningful ways. That could include stress detection based on heart rate variability, personalized recovery recommendations after workouts, and predictive alerts that encourage users to move, rest, or hydrate before problems arise. Apple's long-term vision appears less about raw metrics and more about proactive wellness guidance, where the watch becomes an intelligent coach rather than a passive tracker. Audio improvements are also expected, with a refined speaker grille design and enhanced microphones that improve call clarity and Siri responsiveness even in windy or noisy environments. For divers, hikers, and cyclists, these improvements could make a noticeable difference in real-world scenarios where environmental noise is unavoidable. The sapphire crystal covering the display is rumored to be even more scratch-resistant, reinforcing the idea that this is a watch designed not just to look good out of the box, but to last for years of hard use. Apple has reportedly been collecting extensive feedback from professional divers, mountain runners, and extreme athletes. And the Ultra 4 reflects years of real-world testing rather than theoretical design changes. Timing-wise, all signs currently point to a September 2026 announcement, likely alongside the iPhone 18 lineup. Apple has traditionally reserved its most significant wearable updates for its fall events, and launching the Ultra 4 alongside a major iPhone redesign would align perfectly with Apple's broader ecosystem strategy. Pricing, according to leaks, is expected to remain around the $799 mark, reinforcing Apple's commitment to positioning the Ultra as a premium but stable long-term investment rather than a product that constantly creeps upward in cost. However, Apple may introduce special editions with exclusive bands, finishes, or materials, appealing to collectors and enthusiasts who want something unique. What makes the Apple Watch Ultra 4 particularly fascinating is that it doesn't seem focused on expanding the lineup, but on refining and perfecting it. Apple isn't flooding the market with endless variations. Instead, it's doubling down on making the Ultra the definitive expression of what a smartwatch can be when design, health, performance, and intelligence align. This isn't just another iteration. It's a statement that Apple still sees enormous potential in wearables as deeply personal technology. Every sensor improvement, every design tweak, and every efficiency gain brings the Apple Watch closer to being a seamless extension of the human body. The Ultra 4 symbolizes Apple's belief that the future of technology isn't just about screens and apps, but about continuous, intelligent support woven into daily life. So the real question becomes personal. Would you upgrade to the Apple Watch Ultra 4 if it delivers a slimmer, more comfortable design, Touch ID authentication, longer battery life, and potentially groundbreaking health sensors like glucose monitoring? Or do you feel your current watch already meets your needs? Apple fans, your thoughts matter because Apple often listens more closely to its most passionate users than we realize. Drop your opinions in the comments, share this with fellow Apple enthusiasts. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth Apple coverage. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.